Hello and welcome to Lights Out with the Houston Public Library. I'm Miss Jolie, and tonight I will be reading The Spirit in the Bottle by the Brothers Grimm. There was once a poor woodcutter who toiled from early morning till late night. When at last he had saved up some money, he said to his boy, "You are my only child. I will spend the money which I have earned with the sweat of my brow on your education. If you learn some honest trade, you can support me in my old age, when my limbs have grown stiff and I am obliged to stay home." Then the boy went to school and learned diligently, so that his masters praised him, and he remained there a long time. When he had worked through 2 classes, but was still not yet perfect in everything, the little money which his father had earned was all spent, and the boy was obliged to return home to him. "Ah," said the father sorrowfully, "I can give you no more, and in these hard times I cannot earn a farthing more than will suffice for our daily bread." "Dear father," answered the son, "don't trouble yourself about it. If it is God's will, it will turn to my advantage, and I shall soon accustom myself to it." When the father wanted to go into the forest to earn money by helping to pile and stack wood and also chop it, the son said, "I will go with you and help you." The father then borrowed an axe from the neighbor, and the next morning at break of day they went out into the forest together. The son helped his father and was quite merry and brisk about it. But when the sun was right over their heads, the father said, "We will rest and have our dinner, and then we shall work again as well." The son took his bread in his hands and said, "Just you rest, father. I am not tired. I will walk up and down a little in the forest and look for birds' nests." At last he came to a great, dangerous-looking oak, which was certainly already many hundreds of years old, and which 5 men could not have spanned. Then, all at once, it seemed to him he heard a voice. He listened and became aware that someone was crying in a very smothered voice. He looked around, but could discover nothing. Nevertheless, he fancied the voice came out of the ground. Then he cried, "Where are you?" And the voice answered, "I'm down along the roots of the oak tree. Let me out, let me out." The scholar began to loosen the earth under the tree and searched among the roots until at last he found a glass bottle in a little hollow. He lifted it up and held it against the light, and then saw a creature shaped like a frog springing up and down in it. Let me out," it cried anew, and the scholar, thinking no evil, drew the cork out of the bottle. Immediately the spirit ascended from it and began to grow, and grew so fast in a very few moments that he stood before the scholar, a terrible fellow as big as half the tree by which he was standing. "Knowest thou," he cried in an awful voice, "what thy wages are for having let me out?" "No," replied the scholar. "How should I know that?" "Then I will tell thee," cried the spirit. "I must strangle thee for it." "You should have told me this sooner," said the scholar, "for I should then have left you shut up. But my head shall stand fast for all you can do. More persons than one must be consulted about that." "More persons here, more persons there," said the spirit. "Thou shalt have the wages thou hast earned. Dost thou think that I was shut up there for such a long time as a favor? No, it was a punishment for me. I am the mighty Mercurius. Whoso releases me, him I must strangle." "Softly," answered the scholar. "Not so fast. First, I must know that you really were shut up in that bottle, and that you are the right spirit. If indeed you can get in again, I will believe you, and then you may do what you will with me." The spirit said haughtily, "That is a very trifling feat." He drew himself together and made himself as small and slender as he had been at the first, so that he crept through the same opening and right through the neck of the bottle in again. Scarcely was he within than the scholar thrust the cork back as he had drawn back into the bottle and threw it among the roots of the oak tree into its old place, and the spirit was betrayed. And now the scholar was about to return to his father, but the spirit cried out very piteously, "Oh, do let me out! Oh, do let me out!" "No," answered the scholar, "not a second time. He who has once tried to take my life shall not be set free by me, now that I have caught him again." "If thou wilt set me free," said the spirit, "I will give thee so much that thou wilt have plenty all the days of thy life." "No," answered the boy, "you would cheat me as you did the first time." "Thou art playing away thy good luck," said the spirit. "I will do thee no harm, but will reward thee richly." The scholar thought, "I will venture it. Perhaps he will keep his word, and anyhow he shall not get the better of me." Then he took out the cork, and the spirit rose up from the bottle as he had done before, stretched himself out, and became as big as a giant. "Now thou shalt have thy reward," said he, and handed the scholar a little bag, just like a plaster, and said, "If thou wilt spread one end over a wound, it will heal, and if thou rubbest steel or iron with the other end, it will be changed into silver." "I must try just that," said the scholar, and went to a tree, tore off the bark with his axe, and rubbed it with one end of the plaster. It immediately closed together and was healed. "Now it is all right," he said to the spirit, "and we can part." The spirit thanked him for his release, and the boy thanked the spirit for his present, and went back to his father. "Where have you been racing about?" said the father. "Why have you forgotten your work?" "Be easy, father. I will make it up." "Make it up indeed," said the father angrily. "There is no art in that." "Take care, father. I will soon hew that tree there so that it will split." Then he took his plaster, rubbed the axe with it, and dealt a mighty blow. But as the iron had changed into silver, the edge turned. "Hello, father! Just look what a bad axe you've given me. It has become quite crooked." The father was shocked and said, "Ah, what have you done? Now I shall have to pay for that, and I have not the money. And that is all the good I have got by your work." "Don't get angry," said the son. "I will soon pay for the axe." Then the father said to the son, "Go and sell the damaged axe, and see what you can get for it, and I must earn the difference in order to pay the neighbor." The son took the axe and carried it into town to a goldsmith, who tested it and laid it on the scales and said, "It is worth 400 thalers." The son then went home and said, "Father, I have got the money. Go and ask the neighbor what he wants for the axe." "I know that already," answered the old man. 1 thaler, 6 groschen. "Then give him 2 thaler, 12 groschen, and that is double and enough. See, I have money in plenty." And he gave his father the 100 thalers and said, "You shall never know want. Live as comfortably as you like." "Good heavens," said the father, "how hast thou come by these riches?" The scholar then told how all had come to pass, and how he, trusting his luck, had made such a good hit. With the money that was left, he went back to school and went on learning more, and as he could heal all wounds with his plaster, he became the most famous doctor in the whole world. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we hope to see you again soon. Bye.